The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The 23rd Psalm is one of the most cherished and well-known passages in the Bible, a profound and comforting statement of faith and reliance on the divine. This passage, attributed to King David, presents God as a shepherd, a metaphor which implies guidance, provision, and protection. To fully appreciate the depth and meaning of this psalm, it is helpful to explore each of its elements and comprehend how they contribute to the overall message. The opening line, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," sets the tone for the entire psalm. Here, the idea of God as a shepherd reminds readers of the pastoral lifestyle familiar to David. A shepherd's primary responsibility is the welfare of their flock, ensuring the sheep are fed, protected, and guided. By proclaiming, "I shall not want," David expresses complete trust in God's provision and care. This is not a suggestion that life will be free of hardships, but rather an affirmation of faith that all needs will be met under divine guidance. The imagery of lying down in green pastures and being led beside still waters evokes a sense of peace and tranquility. Green pastures symbolize abundance and sustenance, suggesting that God provides not just minimally, but abundantly, nurturing the soul and spirit. These still waters are a metaphor for peace and calmness, contrasting with the chaotic and tumultuous circumstances one might find outside divine guidance. Together, these images reinforce a sense of divine provision and the peace that accompanies trust in God. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake, continues with the theme of restoration and guidance. The restoration of the soul implies renewal and rejuvenation, both spiritually and emotionally. Moreover, being led in the paths of righteousness signifies ethical living and making choices that align with God's principles. The phrase, "for his name's sake," suggests that these actions reflect God's character and reputation. It is a reminder that walking in righteousness serves a higher purpose beyond personal gain, aligning with the divine will and bringing honor to God. The next part of the psalm addresses the presence of evil and danger, a stark contrast to the peaceful imagery earlier. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. This verse acknowledges the inevitable challenges and adversities faced in life. The valley of the shadow of death is a metaphor for the darkest and most terrifying experiences. Yet, the declaration of not fearing evil is rooted in the assurance of God's presence. The rod and staff symbolize God's protection and guidance. Shepherds use these tools to direct and protect their sheep, further reinforcing the theme of God as a protector and guide. This part of the psalm is often cited for its reassuring message of divine companionship in times of hardship. In addition to protection and guidance, the psalm speaks of divine provision amidst adversity. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. The imagery of a prepared table symbolizes a feast and abundance, even in the face of adversaries. This illustrates God's provision and blessings that transcend and defy circumstances of hostility or adversity. anointing the head with oil, is an ancient custom associated with honor, refreshment, and consecration. It signifies being chosen and blessed by God. The overflowing cup further emphasizes abundance and the overflowing generosity of the divine. Together, these images speak to the rich blessings and favor God bestows upon those who trust Him. The concluding lines of the psalm, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever," provide a triumphant affirmation of faith. Goodness and mercy are understood as the everlasting companionship of divine virtues, ensuring that life is marked by God's steadfast love and grace. The commitment to dwell in the house of the Lord forever signifies a deep desire to remain in God's presence, not just in a physical sense, but in a spiritual and relational one. It reflects a longing for eternal communion with the divine, a place of ultimate peace and fulfillment. Overall, Psalm 23 presents a powerful expression of trust and confidence in God's shepherd-like care, highlighting themes of provision, guidance, protection, and blessing. Through its rich imagery and promises, it provides comfort and reassurance to those who face the uncertainties and challenges of life, offering a profound reminder of the divine presence that accompanies and sustains believers throughout their journey. This enduring psalm continues to resonate with individuals seeking solace, strength, and hope, serving as a timeless testament to the faithfulness and love of God.